Alright, this is Bomber here for the Quantum Gamers, and I am going to be giving you all some Starcraft 2 help. I am in the Bronze League, and I've sort of realized that there are no really good tutorials for Bronze League players out there on YouTube, and so I am trying to fix that problem. And so I play Protoss, and this is going to be a game between a Protoss and a Terran. And sort of this is just going to be my commentary, and sort of I'm going to try to give tutorials wherever I can on strategy and sort of how to get out of the Bronze League, because you can't really use strategy like pros use in the Bronze League, because I don't have the skill to pull those things off yet. But I've sort of realized some things along the way. In Bronze League, you have to sort of get the concept that it's not all about early pressure, because that's what I did all the time, early pressure. I always went 4-gate. So now this is sort of going to be my tutorial how to play sort of macro game and how to try to get out of the Bronze League. Now I'm just going to wait for this thing to load. Alright, but anyway, this is me. I'm the red Protoss playing against the blue Terran, Xavier, and alright, so basically, well, my control groups, I generally use 1 for the Nexus, but I changed, because I generally now use 4, so you can use 4, then E, then you can also come down to C. It's less hectic than going 1 EC. It's sort of all just laid out. So those are some things that I'm going to be talking about here. Again, just keep building probes. I like to throw an 8 pylon there, and I use 2 for my builder probe, but I don't use my hotkeyed probe to build the pylon. I use a different probe, because you always want to get your hotkeyed probe, and I don't know why he wants to wall in, but you always want to use your unhotkeyed probe, just because you always want to scout after you throw your first pylon. So that's what I'm doing here. He narrowly misses me, so I scouted him out. He is here, and he's typically, he's going for an 11 pylon. Okay, never do this. Never pull all your SCVs off the line. Okay, you're losing so much income, so much mining time. Never ever do that. See, he just had to pull all of his SCVs off. Well, I now have my gateway, and I always like to throw a gateway at about 12 or 11. And generally now what I like to do is I like to get a gas right after the gateway. It goes pylon, gateway, gas, pylon. That's how I generally like to do it. See, I just threw this up. Now I've got some extra minerals, so I'm probably going to be throwing down my second gate. And you just sort of, after you've scouted, you want to keep your probe hidden somewhere, so you can always throw up this proxy pylon. He still does not know where I am. So there's the second gate, and I have about 50 minerals still pumping on. You want to always use your chrono boosts here on your Nexus to build more probes, unless you're doing some sort of cheese strategy. And generally I leave probes off the assimilator until I throw up my cybernetics core, which I should be doing once I get the 150 minerals. And there's the proxy pylon. You always want to throw this proxy pylon. I generally like to throw it before I get my cybernetics core, just so it's there. And my opponent did not fully wall in, so I can get in there, but my probe dies. But he's going gas. And you just want to put your probe on the SCV. You don't have to do this too much against Terran, but always do it against another Protoss, because you don't want to be proxy pyloned and then get cannon rushed right in your base. That's worst case scenario. So always put your probe, and then you can just let it go once it leaves. And so there's the cybernetics core. I have my gas going, and I'm sort of, I have way too many minerals banked, so I spent them on probes. And at about 19 supply, well, no, I shouldn't say that, but you should start saving chrono boosts. You should save your 26 energy once this cybernetics core is warped in, so you can have enough. And I'm making 2 zealots here, just so I can, just because I had the minerals too, and I don't like to get I don't want these 3 Marines to run in to my base. But anyway, he's going 2 gate, 2 racks, and he is actually very far behind me. And this is up, so this should be researching warp gate. I have 120 gas, and you want to throw the second gas just so you have enough to pump stalkers. And there you want to just start spamming away chrono boosts. And I have 500 minerals, and that's bad. I should be spending more on probes, doing something with that minerals. Probes is probably the right way to go. Right now I have, yeah, quite a few. And I don't really hotkey my gateways, because once this cyber core is done, you can just press W, and then that's all your gates. And I'm about to be supply blocked, but then you want to throw the pylon up. I should have more by now, but... And 2 stalkers are coming out in warp gate. I should be spamming that more with chrono boosts. And there's the 3rd gateway. And you just want to make sure you're not caught. And there's the 4th. So to pull off, I'm not really 4-gate rushing him, because as you see, it's about 6 minutes in. I'm kind of late on the 4-gate, but, you know, you can't always hit the timings right every time, and you've sort of got... But generally, these 2 stalkers and 2 zealots going to be holding off anything he really has. He has 3 marauders, 3 marines, and he's only throwing up a 3rd barracks, so he's not too far ahead, but he has 2 gas. And so I've got 3 workers going, and I should very strongly suggest me getting another natural. And then you want to move, right as the 4-gate finishes, you want to move all your forces that you have sort of at your ramp to your proxy pylon. And then once it finishes, I see 2 more gateways, because you always want to just keep this mineral burn. But I'm keeping this cushion of about 600 minerals and about 250 gas. And just so I always have this sort of mineral cushion, because I'm going to start spending all these minerals once these warp gates come up, and then I'm going to even throw another warp gate. And so you should see, and now let's go to my opponent. Let's see, he's researching combat shields. Does he have stim yet? No, but he has conch shells. So he's sitting in his base, and he's trying to work off 3 gateways. I would strongly suggest my opponent, and if you're a Terran, don't be satisfied with 3. Never be satisfied with 3. He's getting a reactor, but always get another one. Never be satisfied with those 3 barracks. Just like I'm never satisfied with these 4 gateways, since I have these minerals, and I'm throwing up my natural now. I've recognized it's safe enough to do this, and these should be warping it at any time, and I haven't gotten a forge yet. Generally, I wait to get my forge, just because I don't really go for these +1 weapons pushes too often. But see there, these are morphing, and that one's also going to morph the second it comes in. That should morph. But anyway, I'm working off 2 gas. I'm sort of content with my mineral burn, so I should just be spending all these gateways on zealots to kind of pin down my mineral count. Yeah, see there's 2 zealots, but I'm a little bit supply blocked. So just always watch that supply counter. You never want to go above supply. You never want to get supply blocked, because that, especially when you have all these warp gates coming in, it just blocks you so much in there. See, 4 pylons, since I have the minerals to do that. And again, it's going to set back your warp cycle. I just made that term up. But your warp cycle is going to be sort of like your, hold on, I gotta take a break for a second. Okay, I'm back. So, alright, and so, again, with the warp cycle, alright, these are my 5 warp gates. It takes about 30 seconds to get a unit out of the warp gates, okay? And every time you're supply blocked, or every time you have to throw up your natural expansion, you're interrupting your warp cycle. Because generally I've got all these probes, which I should transfer over to the mineral patch here. But, alright, here I'm moving out. I've got all these zealots and stalkers. He has walled himself in, and I'm sort of going to wait outside his base, probably for the next production cycle, but I'm going in right now. Use your stalkers to hit the marauders in the back and the marines so they can outrange them. But as you can see, this attack's going to fail. I'm going to take a supply depot. Some zealots are going to rush in, kill a marauder, but then you can always just fall back. You've got the majority of your stalkers here. I'm just going to try to focus that zealot, but zealots can always take a lot of punishment from, and see, look, they're warping in 7 more zealots. And you can see he's now finally researching stim. He should have researched stim way before the conch shells. Alright, I mean, and he's wise not to push out here, because he knows, I mean, that's one of the better decisions he's made. He now has a starport, and that's one of the wiser decisions my opponent's made, because he knows that it's only this position that's keeping him alive. It's not, because I could warp in here and just take him out. Now, I am building both my Robo is finished, and I'm chronoing out the Mortal, and then I'm also building another Robo and a Robo Bay. I usually like to build a second Robo right after my first finishes, and there I'm transferring my workers. That was a very late transfer, but I got sidetracked. And I built these 4 pylons, and I'm sort of out of, and then also I threw the forge when I'm attacking. That's what you want to do. You want to get these weapons when you first push, and I've got an income advantage right now. I only have about 4 probes mining on gas, so to keep up this Colossus production, which I'm going to start soon, I should get more on gas. But I do have this nice gas cushion here, but I do need to build more on minerals. See, I haven't been building probes that much, but I am here to try to saturate my natural. Never stop building probes. It's the #1 thing that always kills me as a player. Or for any race, it doesn't matter what you are, just always build the probes. Always, always, always build the probes. And see, now I'm getting 2 Colossus out, and I haven't researched extended thermal lance because I did point out that I'm going to be low on gas, and I'm actually kind of low on minerals. So I've sort of stopped constant warping in favor of 2 Colossuses, which I should sort of warp in 5 right here. But I'm about to be supply blocked. So again, I should throw another pylon. +1 weapons now finishes. And I haven't thrown a Twilight Council, which would be a better idea if I didn't have enough gas. And I did transfer, so now I have 3 probes on each assimilator, and I should be getting another expansion soon, because I am going to be mining out of my main soon. And then, as you can see, this Colossus is about to finish. There goes extended thermal lances. You always want to chrono extended thermal lances. I cannot stress how good it is. Go to the army tab. I am actually ahead in army by a bit, but he is also, what is he going? See, he's trying to secure this natural, which is so delayed, and he's got these medevacs, and he has not actually scouted me at all. He does not know where I'm going at all. He hasn't seen my army, he hasn't seen anything. All he did was drop a scan here, in which he might have seen a Robo. But I think I might wait for this thermal lances to finish, because that's going to be so much more helpful. And I'm bringing this probe in because I'm going to be establishing the gold. And he dropped a scan almost way too quick. And see, it fades right as I'm about to warp in that nexus. And see, I've got map control because we're actually engaging here. And he's stuck in his base, but and he's not focusing firing down my Colossuses. That's his biggest mistake. I got all the value units back here. My Immortals and my Colossuses are all the Colossuses are killing the Marines, while the Immortals Immortal's working down the Marauders, and I'm waiting for my next cycle of Zealots. And see, not a lot of Zealots died. So if you can get those Zealots up into the Marauder's face, they're going to kill. Alright, so I just work that supply depot, then everybody runs in, and so you can fry up these Marauders. And see, there's the GG. See, look, he was producing off of 1 base. He didn't have, if we can go to the harvester count, I'll show you guys resources. That's not it. Income. Yes, okay. I had 36 over 23. I should have been making more harvesters, okay? I was below. But see, I was comfortable with my income, which got a little bit out of hand at the end of the game. And I should have been warping in more units. So this is my first broadcast. Sort of what you should take away from this here is always sort of your production cycle, your warp cycle. You don't want to interrupt that cycle by getting supply blocked, but you can, if you feel safe, you can interrupt the cycle by getting a natural expansion. But sort of always just keep that in the back of your head and always make harvesters. I'm going to just keep saying that, because that's what's either going to kill you, or extended thermal lances was about to finish, but that's either going to kill you or let you win as sort of in the Bronze League as the Protoss, or as any race. Just never stop making harvesters. Alright, this was the that's not the right menu. Cool replay. Alright, so this was my first broadcast. Hope you all enjoyed. I'm going to be signing out, and I'll show you guys some of the stats. And I think what my opponent did wrong here, I mean, he did not get an expansion. I had a contain on his natural, but he could have done some more things. But anyway, goodbye.